Welcome back to another episode of Moving on Purpose. It's your boy Chris.
Welcome back. It's your boy Jarrell.
Yes, sir. We tuned in another week. How you
week,
doing, man? How you?
This week was a tough one, my boy. I ain't gonna lie.
Tell me about it.
I ain't gonna lie. It was just rough. Monday morning came.
Yeah.
I said, fuck this shit, bro. I ain't feel like doing nothing.
I feel that.
So I ended up, missing like 3 days in the gym. Ended up getting off of my routine a little bit. But something knocked me back on. I don't know what it was. I was just like, all right, bro, don't start over. That was my whole thing. Just like, don't reset and just have to get back into the swing of it. So
I feel that.
I was able to bounce back pretty cool. Went to the gym today. I'm feeling good, feeling great. The weather don't really match my mood right now, but I'm feeling great, bro. I feel good. I bounced that, turned that shit around. How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. It's funny because like this is like, it must be what's some shit they be saying like the retrograde or something? Because literally,
yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what it? Yeah. So basically the same shit with me. Like this whole I literally just got back yesterday. I missed 2 weeks. I missed this week and last week. But like I was saying, last week I wasn't feeling good. You know, I had a little cold or whatever. Was bouncing back from that. But now it's really like back into grind mode. I've been telling you I'm gonna do that Project 50 I was telling you about. Basically, yeah. So I'm gonna start that Monday, and just really get on that because
you want to get some insight into what that is.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it verbatim. So basically, I seen it was trending on like TikTok or some shit like that. And then, but it was like this was like a few months ago. But I looked at it. Basically, it was like from this brand called State of Mind, and the rules are: 1, you gotta wake up before 8 a.m. 2, do your morning routine, 1 hour, no distractions. 3, exercise for an hour a day. 4, read 10 pages a day. 5, dedicate 1 hour towards a new skill. 6, follow a healthy diet. And 7, track your daily progress in a journal. So basically, you're doing that for 50 days straight.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's all doable stuff too.
Right,
it's not too crazy. It's just you just gotta stay on it.
Right.
That's the hardest thing.
Right. You heard of 75 Hard?
Nah, what's that?
It's kind of like the same thing, but a little longer. So it's 75 days, but it's a little more intense also. So I feel like I was gonna try, but it was like 2 workouts a day, a gallon of water a day. I was like,
that's the type of stuff personally I try to avoid because it's just not sustainable.
Right.
This though seems like super sustainable, and it's just like it's something like I said, like it's sustainable. You can keep doing it throughout your whole lifetime. Yeah, for real. It's building good habits.
That's why I chose that one instead. It just seemed a little more doable, and like even like I'm the same way. Like I don't really like spurts and then just falling off. So it's like consistency, but I just feel like this was like a fresh, like a reset for real. Like just not wipe everything. It's a few more things I added on that like I'm just doing personally, but that was like the good base to really.
What you added? You care to share?
Yeah. So now I started scheduling my days again. So I'm time blocking.
Okay.
And I'm really focusing on the media company. So for 2 hours a day, it's like I'm like blocking off time. Like I can't be reached at them 2 hours. You feel me? So it's like I'm devoting that time to that. And for my 1 hour thing, I'm doing I'm learning Spanish. So I'm gonna try to get my moreno. What they call it? Moreno.
Hey yo, what? Don't that mean nigga?
Nah. What? Well, if it do, excuse me, I'm learning. Okay. But it's brown. It mean brown.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's.
I hope it don't mean that, cause.
Nah, you right. It's funny. I was at the gym today, and somebody was doing like a freak ass exercise, and I was like, yo, that looks tough. You ever see somebody doing something like
today? Niggas is doing that.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta add that to my shit. So I walk up to him. I'm like, yo, what's that? He was doing like he was like chest press, incline press, and then like he'll grab some dumbbells and do something like he'll start like this, and then like pick it up. Oh, okay. It was it's basically like a chest raise, but like a little weird
twisted
grip to it. Yeah,
it
was dope though. Right. He was like Espanol. I was like, nah, damn, that shit it killed everything right there. But I was just like, chest. He was like, yes. Right. But yeah, I definitely think Spanish is definitely an important skill.
For sure. I think it's either the second or third most spoken language.
Wasn't it first at the time, or am I tripping?
I think it was second. I think because English was first, and I just looked the other day. I think Mandarin is second, like Chinese, and then third is Spanish.
Yo, I'm dead amazed by how many people speak like English.
Right.
That's like it seems like it's like the language of business.
Yeah, for sure. So I think English is pretty universal. I think that's like a base language for real. But
as a dude that's not trying to learn no more languages, I'm so grateful for that. Like, it's like I want to, but I just feel like I'm not capable of it. I was telling you,
it, bro.
I mean, of course I could, but
do it.
it's not something I want to do.
Nah,
not really, not really.
I feel that.
I see the benefits though.
Not for sure. Like you could have talked to your mans in the gym.
That's what I'm saying. I could have had a whole conversation.
No cap.
And we're going to Colombia.
Right.
You
Yeah.
feel
Oh
me?
yeah. Right.
That'll come in.
No cap. So that's coming in May. So what else was on the list? It just creating content too every Saturday.
Yeah.
Just devoting that to creating content and just putting out personal content.
For
that's
sure.
something I've been wanting to do.
What you building in there so you don't break? Like, you got any like, I guess like give me time, like you know what I'm saying, lenient
so
time.
Basically, like the way I scheduled it, it's like the times I put my phone on D&D. That was like one thing, cause like I could get a call and then just veer off into whatever direction that call takes me.
Word.
Or I could just get on the phone and get on Instagram and go whatever direction that takes me. So just like, yo, this is the time I'm doing that and making that like, yo, if I had to, like, just like how you gotta be at work or you gotta get there or else you fired.
Yeah.
I'm basically looking at myself like, yo, I gotta do this for my business because it's like, if I'm not putting the time in, then it's just, I'm sidestepping every day or regressing. So
That's a fact.
I figured if I'm basically just like locking that in, like, yo, this is the time I'm doing this no matter what. And for the Spanish thing, I'm pairing that with, like while I'm at work, I'm gonna be like during lunch break, I'm gonna just be, you know,
conversing.
yeah,
That's
running
tough.
through it.
Oh,
so.
you said you got a lady
Yeah, I got a
at work.
coworker. Yeah, she speaks. I be come on side. I be politicking with her, but it'd be funny because she try to like, she'll give me a little broken English, I'll give her a little broken Spanish, and then we just like meet in the middle. So that's been helping a lot. But so yeah, that's basically how I'm basically. I feel like the working out, like even though I fell off like this week or this past 2 weeks. That's not really one of the biggest challenges. Yeah. Although it's like I'll veer off here and there, but I know like at the end of the day, yo, I gotta hit the gym. Like
yeah.
I feel like it's like at that threshold now where it's like it's not like I basically it's who I am now. I go to the gym, like you feel me. It's not like something I'm trying to do. Like I'm an avid.
It's a habit.
Yeah, it's a habit. Built. So yeah. So it's not that difficult.
I'm trying to find my phone and shit.
Oh come on, man.
Okay. My fault.
But yeah, those the main things. I'm trying to think. What else? Oh, consistently. We had this episode on consistency, but where I was lacking would be on the weekdays. I could keep a good schedule, but on the weekends is where I like, all right, let me get some free time to do
Yeah.
So I don't think to stay on track. I don't think the week like having it separate. Like yo, this is the week. This is the week. I don't think that's like conducive to the goal for real. Because it's like if you what's the separation between a week and a weekend?
Nothing really.
You feel me? So it's like in our minds, we just like separate like, yo, all right, let me blow off some steam.
Yeah.
But if let's say, all right, you're like every day you like hitting it out the park, and you loving everything you're doing, like the weekend isn't gonna change that. You feel me? It's just like if you don't enjoy the week, then you feel like you gotta let off some steam on the weekend.
That's the biggest thing, though,
right.
like trying to enjoy that week. Because when you asked me that question, I was like, nothing. But I was thinking about it. I was like, nigga, I ain't gotta work. I don't gotta work. Right. That's the thing. Right. So just trying to have that mentality during the week, making time for that creative stuff. Yeah. Will help that. I feel like.
Not for sure. Cause that's what I'm saying. It's like if you could make that weekend look like the week, like just have a 7-day week instead of like a 5-day week and then the weekend. I think you'll get way more time out of it. So basically, I say that to say, I'm still gonna be waking up like on Saturday and Sunday, like 6 a.m., going to sleep on Friday and Saturday, 10 p.m., 11 p.m. So it's like, all right, just because it's the weekend don't mean I got to be out till 2, 3, 4, whatever.
Mess your whole routine up.
Mess up the whole routine. So I think it's like it just stacks, and then it's not like I gotta like, all right, here comes Monday. Let me just. So if I just. And that's why I think the 50-day thing helps too. It's like, yo, this is a 50-day period. And shit, if it don't work now, I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe I do need the weekend.
Yeah,
but I'm going to try it for the 50 days just to see the difference in results. But that's basically all the things I had on there, yeah.
And then go back to that point we talk about just momentum, making things easier. So you don't got to just like keep restarting. That was my whole thing this week. I'm like, bro, don't restart.
Right,
don't
right,
restart.
yeah, don't.
That's the hardest part.
Word up.
Yeah, bro. I know we wanted to get into something a little bit different this time. We wanted to talk about like the childhood,
Right.
and how that impacts adulthood and your decision making and some of the things, tendencies that you may or may not have.
Right.
Both positive and negative. I was actually watching this thing from 19 Keys. It was like a higher level conversation talk that he'd be having. And he said one thing, I forgot which episode it was, but to quote it, he said, all men do something to protect that little boy with inside of him. And I was like, that's deep, that's real. I felt that because to elaborate on that, whenever there's been just like a point of contention or just like a sensitive point for a man, we have a tendency to like rebuttal and aggressiveness, or just like shy away and just ignore it altogether and separate from it. And I feel like that spoke so many volumes into why people avoid certain things that they do. Like for example, like with the job, one of the things I hated growing up was just not having a time like with my peoples, because it was always at work. So whenever I wake up, I'm like, damn, I'm back in this little rat race that they were stuck in, not being able to have that time for my family. I don't got no family, but you know what I'm saying? But like myself, it's just like that development building. So every time I look at it, like I dread it. And I link that to that. But there's so much like deeper shit that goes to it. So I just wanted to think about it. How you feel about that?
I think, yeah, for sure, cause I be saying this sometimes too, like when I have conversations, but sometimes like we be like, I think we're like, it's like, all right, I think like we're kids walking in adult bodies.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like, just cause we age and we like, you know, niggas look all big and we got deep voices, all that, but I still feel like that inner child is within us, cause that was our experience.
Right.
That was our first experience of consciousness, first experiences of like just life period itself.
Yeah.
So those scars or wounds are still deep. You feel me? Whatever it might be. Like I could relate to that too. Like my mom did everything she could, but it was like she was always at work when I was younger. So it was just, I'd be with my cousins or like, you feel me? The love was still there, like the family, it was definitely was still there, but it was just like, it was like also I said this last week too, like even with Pops not being there, it was like a missing link.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just the fact of like, all right, I would see it other places, like I go to my cousin crib, it would be like uncles, you feel me, would step in here and there, but to have your own is like, yo, it's my Pops. It's like, you feel me? That's where it was like, all right. I could definitely see where that like played a part in my development. But I definitely think we like definitely have to do some like inner looking and just look within ourselves and be like, yo, what are some like things we have to deal with to like, you know, to make ourselves better and deal with those things.
For sure. I want to go back to a point that you said, like we're adults, we're kids walking in adult bodies. That shit is so true.
Right.
Like the older I got, the more I like really discovered that, because it's like growing up, I feel like I was always like a level-headed like kid. Like I understood things from like an adult perspective, because my parents would just always talk to me about money and shit and like problems and stuff. So I'd just be like, all right, I understand this. Right. So whenever I would encounter adults that just acted like children, I'm like, yo, what's wrong with y'all? You mad old? Like, get your, like, why you still acting like a kid? Right. Now I'm realizing that age really doesn't have anything to do with none of that. It's really mentality and growing up. But to touch on what you said about adults walking in kids' bodies, I feel like us having that age and being able to provide for ourselves and being independent gives us that leeway we feel to just be us. Right. Or just like accept how we grew up, and I don't know really what I'm trying to say, but in terms of like how we show ourselves to the world, we just think we're an adult now, so we don't have no more work to do. We could just, it is what it is now. I feel like you said, we need to look inside ourselves and understand why we are the way we are. One of the things for me that I had realized that was kind of like, damn, that's kind of fucked up, that was from my childhood, was I don't really like, this shit's gonna sound crazy. I don't like doing stuff for people. Like I do, like when I want to, when it's on my like own terms. But when people ask me for stuff, it kind of like blows me a little bit. Especially not when it's like some shit like, say if someone says, I need some money for like some life saving stuff, or it's like you know, I need bread from abortion or something like that, just to, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, like that younger shit or whatever. But I'm saying,
That was a crazy turn.
Yeah, that was my bad. That was
You're good, bro. I don't
but
know.
I'm saying though, is that if I feel like you need help with something, I feel like I didn't receive help with growing up.
Yeah.
I would get angry or just like, what's the word? Resentful.
Yeah.
Be like, why I got to do this for you when
right.
you ain't do it for me?
Right.
Or it's like even when my parents would ask me for help with some shit, and I'm like, what? Y'all didn't help me with this. You feel me? Like all this. So I just. That's one of the things I had to go back and accept. Like, damn, they really tried their best. Like, it's not their fault.
Right.
And I had to just grow from that. And now I'm trying to be more like open and tolerable about certain people needing certain things.
Right.
But at the same time, it's still a balance. It's still a balance.
I'm gonna add to that.
It's still a balance, but
you got the right to say no for sure.
yeah, of course, for sure. Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
I ain't tripping off that.
Okay.
But the thing is, not being resentful when I do say yes.
Okay.
That's the thing.
So
sometimes I'll say yes and be like,
you don't really want to do it type of
shit.
thing?
But it's like, I know they need it.
Okay.
So it's like, I'll help them, but then I had like a trash attitude. I'm like, you need help with this? Easy ass shit, bro. Don't ask me for this no more time, bro. Like, you feel me? I'll do that, like, do it mad frustratingly. But then I realized that's how my parents did me growing up. They'd be like, you need help with this, that. And that's why that made me like, be like, fuck that. I don't need nobody help. I don't need shit from nobody. So then that's why I'm like, why do you need help? Right. It's like full circle moment. I had to really unpack that, and I was like, "Oh, that's crazy."
Right.
So now I'm working on that, and all that to say that it's never just. Well, at least I'm not old enough to understand this, but at least in my experience, you're never gonna be like, "I figured it out.
Yeah, right.
I solved it.
Right.
I'm good."
Right. Because you see, it's like that was just one aspect too.
Yeah, that was just one
like
thing.
40 more of those things that we gotta uncover and be like, oh, that's why I do that, or that's why I'm like this.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's also on the positive side. Some things we be like, yo, I'm a genius. I'm God.
Yeah.
Whole time it's a whole like thing you gotta unpack. Like, oh, so that my mom was like this or my dad was like that.
Right.
So it trickles down. So, but no, I definitely agree. But for sure, I think with that though, it's like it's really like I feel like you have to like that's like your own discernment to really know when like because sometimes like even though you can do it, but like the emotional baggage of it, like you're basically like my cousin said
The
it's
emotional
called,
baggage of what though?
like saying yeah, like you feel me? You're like you saying yeah, but your whole mood like your day is blown.
Yeah, because I said yeah.
Right.
My whole,
Right. And the thing is like. They're making their emergency. They're trading your convenience for their emergency.
Right.
You feel me? So it's like,
right.
You were just chilling, doing whatever you doing,
having a great day.
Yeah, that was your emergency. Now you all like, I gotta figure. Why are you jumping through hoops trying to figure out stuff? You feel me? But it's like, wouldn't it be parents or family? You like, all right, you get to bending, but sometimes, bro, like before I used to be like on, cause I do the same thing, but me personally, I'd be like. I'll say yeah, but I'll drag my feet.
Yeah, I feel the same thing.
Yeah, so I'm like, right. So it's like, oh man, you take it forever. I'm like, I didn't know to ask me that.
It's kind of like you don't want them to ask you again.
Right.
You're making it the worst experience possible.
Exactly. So, and I know I'm wrong for doing that. Like, but it's just like, I think in that instance, it's like, all right, you gotta say no sometimes, cause.
But I ask you, is that a childhood thing from you? Is that like an independent? Because like one thing you said is that it could be positive and it could be negative. Mm-hmm. One of the things I got positively from that is that I'm super independent and I'm like a good self-starter and I know how to get shit done. Yeah. That's a positive. Right. The negative is like, I don't want to fucking help people with little ass problems that I feel like they could do themselves. Even when they may not be able to because they ain't have that support growing up or whatever. Yeah.
I think, because I'm the only child, so.
Yeah.
Like growing up, like I was super selfish, and like I would hear that like from my shut up, but it was coming from a lot of different places. I'm like, maybe, maybe I am a little. So that was something like I worked on like growing up, because it was like I never like sharing like until I like you feel me got with the homies and like it was like yo, I break off a piece of my sandwich like shit like that was like sharing wasn't really a big thing. I was the only child, so it was like everything was about me. But growing up down the real like, oh wow, you can't just be always think about yourself.
Word.
But to the point of no, you had asked me a question. Damn, I veered off.
Yeah, I was saying, did that like you was saying, we was talking about just like saying no. Okay. And not having that. Did that come from a childhood upbringing, or is that just like how you feel? Period.
Recently, like, all right, so growing up, I feel like I think I said no way more growing up, cause it would be like I wouldn't like I don't know if I cared less back then, but I don't. Now I'm thinking. But I don't think, was it childhood related?
Yeah, like I noticed me personally, like it was one of them things I had to understand, cause like I would like get a strong emotion in my like core to be like, fuck out of here. Like, nobody help me with this shit. I'm not helping you with this shit. So I just like, and I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I want to help people.
Right.
And like I notice how people be tight when I be like,
nah, I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like I definitely carried the independence thing too. Yeah. To the point it was like a positive and a negative, because it was like, at least from my experience, it was like, all right, it was positive because I could get shit done on my own. Right. But then like I wouldn't ask for help. So
that too.
Sometimes like I think even though like sometimes it's like this where it's like, yo, I don't want to help, but sometimes people want to help too. And when they want to help, it's like you feel good from doing something. Like when you say, yeah, you help somebody, if it like on the opposite, like it's on one end, it's like, yo, damn, you bothering me, da da da. But then on the other end, sometimes like, oh, all right, let me help you out. You feel me? I feel good helping you out because I can, and it's not hurting me. Right. And you get that good feeling from helping out. Right. So you basically like, you kind of robbing people of like having that good feeling. Yeah. You feel me? I agree with that. You feel me? So it's like, I don't think. At that time, it was like, yo, I can't, even to this day, like, it'd be hard for me, like, yo, can you help me with this? Because it's just, like, that was the thing, like, growing up, being super independent, just, you feel me? I had to do everything on my own, and especially, just, like, even, like, homework and, like, paperwork, all that type of stuff, like, it would just be, like, everything, like, literally on my own. Like, and I think another thing, too, is I seen how, some people had treated my moms. So I seen like my moms would ask like people for help, like let's say it's family or something. Yeah. Like it was great family, like, you know, stepped in and did what they had to do. But sometimes they'll be like trying to get money for like simple things. And it'd be like you supposed to be family. Like how you like it'd be like something small, like, yo, I was learning how to drive with one of my uncles and shit.
Oh, he'll be like, yo, you pay me for that?
Yeah, like, you can make my mom throw him, like, nah. It'll be like, yo, we going, like, if you from around the way, if you driving from Linden to Elizabeth, you feel me, in that.
Yeah, the little circuit joint.
You like $20, $30, like, yo. You feel me? It's like, and plus, you know, like, it wasn't like, we was super having it at the time, too, so it's like, it just made me look like, yo. And, like, I don't hold a grudge where it's to the point, like, nah, I can't do nothing for you, da, da, da. It's like, I still, like, throwing something here and there, but it's just the fact, like, yo, like, seeing how people was treating my mom, it was like, nah. It made me feel like don't ask for nothing.
Yeah, nah, I get that. Me too. Cause at that point, where it's like I built up that feeling of not wanting to ask because I've been rejected so many times, and when I did get help, like people would just be like, it was the most burdening thing to them. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll figure it out myself. Right. And that's my thing. That's the part that adds to that, me not wanting to do stuff for people, because I don't ask people for stuff. So I'm like, I don't ask people for shit. Why you asking me? So that's, I still don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So I had to really unpack that, and it's still like a difficult thing. But understanding where it's coming from helps me navigate it future. You know what I'm saying? Because like at the end of the day, I don't want to be remembered as the same way I remember some people who treated me like that
exactly,
at the time. So it's like, all right, let me not do that because I'm doing exactly what was done to me. You feel me? Circle, So it's like, I feel like that's so important to just understand that little kid inside of you and understand the weak points and the strong points and understand how you want to maneuver certain things. Like for example, like with parents and stuff, like I'm sure all of our parents did the best they could.
Of course.
But it wasn't perfect. Not all. Nah, take it back.
Like I'm about to say not all. Cause you'll see, you'll like going out and seeing, you'll be like, damn, like it'll really make you appreciate, like, yo, you see what's out there, and it's like, yo, my heart goes out to those families, but like, yo, sometimes like, cause you would think like, cause from your upbringing, you thinking everybody parent like that, but then you'll see other experiences, like, damn, that's foul.
Really fucked up.
Yeah, I'm like, golly.
Yeah.
But yeah, continue. I just had to.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact, and I believe that. So thank you for checking that. Because you're right. You'll see some other shit. Thank God I am where I am.
Exactly.
I'm definitely grateful for that.
Right.
But even when you are raised in a good situation, it's you feel me? Life is life.
Right.
So understanding and forgiving certain things is certain. I don't like the word trauma because I feel like that's a real trauma is like some real shit.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Trauma, but like understanding how certain things came up and understanding if you want to forgive your parents for that or if you don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I do think it's important to understand where it comes from.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I would say forgive.
Yeah.
But like I said, I came from a good background. I ain't got shit to forgive. Like the shit I forgive is life. It's life shit. So, certain people got unforgivable shit that they can't do for their parents that I can't just say, hey, yeah, you should forgive that and move on. I say you maybe forgive, but like don't forget.
Yeah, I think no matter what, you have to forgive. In my opinion, you have to. Yeah, you have to forgive because not like you said, forgive but don't forget. Like, because you're the only one that's gonna walk with that hate.
I was gonna ask you though, but just because you don't forgive, does that mean you're carrying that hate? Could you just simply say fuck them and just remove them from your life and not carry anything?
Because fuck them is an action though.
That's true.
You feel me? Because fuck them is like
you gotta say fuck you.
Fuck you. You can't ever say like in that sense like
fuck you,
right, fuck you, man. Unless like man, fuck out it, like you feel me? Just jealous or something, but you can never have that like yo I hate him or like because you're saying I hate him or like I don't. There's no way to cope with that positively. Like you could forgive and remove, but to forgive and like not forgive and like ignore it, you're still gonna be, cause wherever. All right, let's say you're at work or something. It's like, oh yeah, how you doing? Da da da. You're just in conversation. You talking about parents and shit. Like, oh, how your parents doing? Immediately that hate comes out. You're like, nah, fuck them. They're okay, but in your head you're like, fuck them. Nah, I hate them. Da, 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 da. But if you forgive it, at least you know like, yo, I released that and. Eat like I don't even want to go there, but it's just to make the point. Like if it's like some like or something like that, you like it's wild. I know it's wild. That's why I use something that drastic. It's like although that's like unforgivable, like there's no reason for somebody to go through that. Like at least like abuse or something, you get a beating. It's like even though that's like it's bad, but it's like you probably did some bad shit. Yeah, you got a beating. You feel me? So it's like nobody deserves to get nothing like that. So. But even then, it's like, yo, if you don't forgive it and like release it within you, you're still gonna be walking with that emotion all the time. And that emotion is cancerous. It's like, it leads to other things where it's like, it'll be blocks in your mind. Like you can't, like even that little conversation is just like, it's a reminder. But if you can find it, I can't, and I'm just saying, I've never been in that situation. So I'm just speculating, but I'm thinking like,
but you're saying to move forward.
Yeah, you have to like forgive and move forward. Just so you can be able to like.
I feel what you're saying. Maybe I'm thinking of forgiveness of something else. I'm thinking forgive. When I say forgive, I'm saying, okay, like you're absolved and you may be, well, like you said, you can forgive and remove. Yeah. So I'm thinking, the way I think of forgive is like rid them of their crimes and then they back in your life. But that's not necessarily what I want to do. Like,
no.
I agree that maybe I did forgive them, but I know how you move now. I'm not just going to be stupid and fall back into them ways. I'm just going to remove that person from my life.
Exactly.
But I understand what you mean by forgive. Just getting that hate out your heart.
Right.
I agree.
So I definitely would say to forgive. Now let me ask you. Now we're talking about like parenting, like dealing with childhood, but like what about like outside of the home, like peers and like school?
Oh yeah, all of that. Like so, growing up.
What's some things you feel like you dealt with, like personally, that like at the time, like you even you overcame them or not, but like some things at the time, like let's say like middle school, high school, early college. I mean, in college brought in, but you can tell me.
Man, that's a good question. Immediately, nothing jumps out to me where it's like, damn, I had to work through that to understand it. I don't know. As you get older, obviously, like certain things you just get better at, like with girls and like finances and all that type of stuff. You just get better at with age and experience. So it's nothing that I'm holding on to that's like, or that I've experienced that like triggers something in me. Like for example, like that me not wanting to help people. I don't think I have anything from school that makes me want to do that. Except I guess maybe from school I was kind of cliquey. Like I remained with the people I like enjoyed spending my time with, and I like stayed with them. So I don't know, maybe busting out of that clique, you know what I'm saying? Like meeting new people, going to new events, talking to people about things I normally wouldn't talk about. But you feel me? I don't have nothing immediately there that's like, I have to get over that. You know what I'm saying? What about you?
I'm gonna answer it, but I want to ask you, what about on the flip side? Anything like positively you feel like?
From school? Yeah, hell yeah. Positively, I feel like just my hustling. Like I feel like I was really trying to make money at all. Like when I look back on it, I was dead focused on trying to get some bread at every level of school. Like in elementary school, like I forgot what grade. It was either 2nd or 3rd grade. I forgot who it was, but I linked up with somebody. My man, I think it was, you remember my boy Ray? Spanish dude named Ray.
Raymond,
Ray, I forgot his last name. That was my boy though.
It's like something Ratola or like Raymond.
Nah, not Ray Ratola. That's my guy too.
Oh, okay,
nah,
okay.
not him. That's my guy. That's my guy. Nah, it was a Spanish Ray. But he was making these little fortune tellers at the time. You know the joints that be like that with the paper?
Yeah.
I was selling them joints for like, I'll pay him 10 cents and I'll sell them bitches for like a quarter.
That's all.
So I was flipping those.
Right.
We got to middle school. That's when we started selling gum and tech decks for a little bit.
No,
you feel me?
Tech decks.
You remember that? That shit was
dope.
Decks. High school, I started selling candy and just other stuff. College, I was making money too. So I just feel like it leveled up through all levels. I was always like trying to get some bread. So I feel like
so
that
that's
was
that carried from childhood all the way.
And even like being on athletic teams and stuff, I feel like I work well with other people, group projects and stuff like that. Even though I hated them, they benefited me.
Right.
What else? I feel like is positive. Oh, just like I said, being on sports teams and just understanding how to do workouts. Like I feel like I don't need a trainer because I could just go to the gym and know what to do. I talk to a lot of people and they be like, I get to the gym, I just don't know what to do. I feel like growing up, I mean, obviously YouTube could fix that too, but actually doing it from a young age helped. But how about you? You got any like negative things that you feel like you gotta get over from school?
Me, negatively, for sure. Cause growing up, like I always been like the funny kid, you know, like gelling and shit. Always, that's always been me. But I can definitely say dealing like with being overweight, like fat. I'm just gonna keep it real with being fat. It was definitely like something that had like took a toll on me. Like, of course, it was like, you know, I did my 1s and 2s. But it'll be sometimes where it's like that'll be the like barrier to getting women or to being able to do like something athletically, like trying to run down the court or the field. You right? So. You feel me? It's funny.
With the asthma too.
Oh yeah, asthma, all that. So it was like, it was definitely, that was something I could say like from childhood that was like something negatively I could say that was like impactful. What else? I would say on the positive end, I think I was like, same thing. I was always like, I would say the money thing started in high school for me.
Okay.
Cause I don't think I forgot what, it's kind of a blur. Middle school, I wasn't really, I actually started shooting, this was like 8th grade, I think, when I had shot my first vid.
Oh, what?
I think so. Yeah, it was it was one of Tokyo songs.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it was one of Tokyo songs.
I didn't know you shot one of those. That's tough.
I was on my iPad. I forgot which song it was.
Was it the what I gotta do?
Nah. That one went viral. I ain't shoot that one. That shit went viral.
That shit went crazy.
Yeah,
Rob was in the video.
No cap. Shout out Rob, man. No cap. But yeah, at the time, that's what. So I guess that would be the beginning of like the whole entrepreneurship money thing, cause when we got to high school, that's when it started going up. Like, I'm like, all right, I got to get some money. It was to the point, shout out Smooth like, yo, can play football, I'm like, all right, yo, if I got to quit my summer job, it's over. Yeah. And he's like, man, come on. I'm like, nah, bro, it's over. I got to work,
Word.
So that, and this is probably like the most genius thing I've done in my life. I was using a food stamp card to get the snacks, and then coming to school and selling them. You feel me? So 100%
Doing good, my
return.
Yeah.
Infinite return, as they would say.
Infinite return, okay.
You feel me? So there was no startup cost, nothing. It was literally just go.
That's beautiful.
Get Rice Krispie treats, cookies, all that. Yeah. Yo, it's funny, story on that. So I was always like, I'm coming down the hallway and Khalid coming up. You feel me?
So
basically I got raided. Khalid looking at me. I'm like playing around.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this, got a pound of something on me or some shit. I'm walking like, so he like, come here. Like, wow, what's up? So they take me to the office, and his little office in the training room,
Little couch and
shit. So hey, he walk in, then I see Tracy come out of nowhere. He walking up. So Tracy standing behind the door, like, what's up? Like, I'm gonna make a run for it. So he holding the door. Khalik's like, what you got in the bag, man? I'm sitting there, I'm playing it the whole time. I'm like, nothing. Like, open it, I'm the snacks. Like, yo, stop. Ain't nothing there, bro.
Oh, damn.
He said, oh, okay, well, you can't be doing it. But basically, it was just like, you can't be doing that, da-da-da. But it was all right. I was making like 80 a day. Like
I bought my first car off that bitch.
Yeah.
My Mustang, I bought that shit off of school. Hell yeah. I got rated too. No cap. Yo, I was in gym class, bro. I ain't have a lock on my shit. I came back. I was like, yo, my shit go. No, that's not what happened. I was changing. I had just walked in.
Yeah.
I'm changing, getting ready to the gym.
Right.
Fucking Rhinoso and Solari. Big ass, strong ass Solari. They come through all strong. Take what you got in the bag. Take the shit. I'm like, yo, y'all just gonna take my shit? This is crazy. They like, yeah, come get it back after school.
Yo.
I'm like, all right. They sent it to Khalid. I'm on the basketball team. Khalid like, you can't be doing this. Like, damn, for real.
Funny as hell.
I counted all my shit, make sure ain't nobody take something. One of them niggas did take a bar. I'm tight. I was so tight, bro.
That was property tax.
Yeah, just pay me my dollar, bro.
Hey, yo.
But nah, I feel it. Yeah, a lot of positives did come, and that's like an important part, that it's not all negative. We talk about the things that impacted our childhood, but if you look back and try to like draw the lines back to some of the things you're doing now, you'll realize that you've been doing this.
Yeah, right.
So it's kind of dope to see that.
Yeah.
And then you get more of a sense of self. We always talk about like what they say, knowledge of self.
Yeah, right.
Knowledge of self is not just, tracing your roots back to Africa. It's like understanding who you are as a person as well too. You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
I think that's super important.
Right.
And it's a journey too. People gotta understand that. You discover some shit that's linked to your childhood, it's not automatically gonna solve the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta work through it, but that understanding helps you
For sure
navigate that shit.
Yeah, I see it like on the negative side is the thing you could work to fix, and then on the positive side is some things you could work to strengthen. So it's like, all right, you always been an athlete, but now you're not working out. It's like, all right, so what happened in between that time period where I can that would be on the fixing side. So you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. That. It's like you realize that like you always had this potential. You've been doing something your whole life. Like, why aren't you doing it anymore?
Exactly, right.
Let's fix that.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Exactly. So, but yeah,
and that shit, it's helpful too, because it's like, say you've been in a slump and you've been like, we all had times we just wasn't in the gym, out of shape, not doing what we got to do.
Right.
You tap back into it, you get back out there, do some runs. You be like, yo, this shit feel like high school.
Right,
I used to do this. Like, yo, this shit lit.
Right,
like,
right.
You can get back into it, like, cause you always been that.
Exactly. Nah, for sure, man. But yeah, I just think definitely looking into yourself, like really getting to the core root of like who you are for real. And I think that's a part of moving on purpose for real. Like
that's the big part of moving on purpose.
So.
You feel me? You can't go if you don't know where you been.
Exactly.
That's what somebody said. Somebody said that.
That's facts though. It's like you can't. You're not about to drive from Jersey to Cali with no GPS or a map. If you old school, you might have a map. So don't try to
you
get
still
slick
use
on
the map, bro. I don't even know how you found this podcast.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
No cap.
Shouts out to you though.
Right. So basically, looking at yourself is like adding like. Basically, trying to find an alternative route or a quicker route. You know how the Siri maps be like, save 3 minutes.
Yeah, save 3 minutes.
So so figuring out where you can save 3 minutes or 3 years or 30,
I like
you feel
that.
me?
That's hard.
In your life, basically with just finding more about yourself, looking more deeper into yourself and
and just speak more to it. Like I didn't think this shit meant anything. It was like, yo, why I need to? You feel me? Like, what purpose does it serve?
Yeah, right.
But I think we touched on it already. Like, it's just understanding and navigating. And you'll be able to navigate certain hurdles. You'll understand your trigger points better.
Yeah.
So it's like if something, trigger points better. You feel me? It's like when something really gets you tight, you understand, you could take a step back and be like, I understand why I'm so fucking mad. Let me try to like divert this negative energy away from this person that did this.
Right.
and try to understand why they did that.
Right.
Or you could just be like, I understand why this shit's happening, but this is still some bullshit. Fuck out of here. But yeah, it definitely is important. Any last words for the people?
Last words is no matter what it is that you went through or, you know, your past, figure it out. You know, I know it's like, we'll hear a lot like, yo, whatever, no matter what, which is true, but it's just sometimes we could disregard the past. Like, yo, no matter what, you got to get through it, da, da, da. Sometimes sit with it, you know, just think about it or like try to work through some of your, we're not going to say traumas, just some of your childhood experiences, we'll say.
And for some people, y'all did have traumas.
Right.
So working
That's
through
why
those.
I want to generalize.
Yeah,
I feel you
some
on
people
that.
did have traumas.
Yeah, it's just like, but don't be throwing that word around.
Yeah, that's a serious word, I feel like.
Right.
I looked up definition though, and technically they are using it correctly. Like,
What's
it's
the
not,
definition?
I forgot, but it does, it's just like a, I forgot. But it does apply. Like it can be anything that causes like emotional passion. It's like a passion point or emotional trigger or something like that.
Trauma. Going through very stressful, frightening, or distressing events is sometimes called trauma. When we talk about emotional or physical trauma, we might mean situations or events we find traumatic, how we're affected by our experiences.
I hate when people use definitions in the definition. I mean the words in the definition.
Yeah, right? Like, they told us not to do that.
So, yeah, they dead told us not to do that.
We wrong?
Nah,
to close out, just look into yourself and really find out who you are. That way you'll find your purpose. You know, you never find your purpose. You're always working on your purpose. So you're just constantly building on that purpose.
For sure.
What you think?
You killed it, bro. I think you said it best. We just gotta get through it, and it's not a destination. It's a journey. You know what I'm saying? You might get to a place where you're way better than you are today, but it's gonna take some time, and that's okay. Yeah, and it's not linear neither. You might be good today. Tomorrow you might have a setback.
Right.
Don't let that trip you up. Keep going. Keep moving on purpose.
That's it, man. As the good fellas would say.
I don't know where you trying to go, but I hope you're moving on purpose. And you dig it. I almost got the line.
Right.
Hey, yo.
And that's all right.